A tiny drone that you build out of Lego. But is it a must-have or a waste of money? Now I stumbled across this at my local J-Car, which is an electronics store in Australia. It had a price tag of $70 and I thought that was reasonable, maybe a little bit steep. Now there are heaps of these Lego drones around on the internet, and this one is labelled as RC Tech, but in America and other parts of the world it's marketed as Flyblocks. Now Flyblocks and this unit are absolutely identical apart from the name on the box. The instructions, the components, everything else is exactly the same. Their website lists their product as $70 US at the time of making this video. Now I've got quite a few drones, big and small, so this definitely piqued my interest. When I saw on the box that you could make 4 different ones out of the same components, I was definitely hooked. It says you need to be 14 or older, and that's me too. I raced home and started the unboxing immediately. The main box is divided into 2 smaller boxes, one with all the Lego components in separate little bags, which means the spares are kept separate and you can keep them nice and tidy for later on. The second box, well, that's got the remote control unit. It looks and feels like a cheap gaming console controller. It takes 4 AA batteries, which I promptly loaded up, ready to fly my drone. You can see on the box that there are 4 different models that there are instructions for inside. And how are those instructions? Well, actually they're pretty good. There is some broken English in them, but everything is laid out step by step for each of the 4 models. There's also sections on controllers, how to fly, and a parts list at the rear too. The instructions seem pretty promising, so I got building one of the hexapod variants. Here's some quality footage of the build. Now the instructions were pretty straightforward to follow, but I didn't necessarily agree with the strategy in which the blocks were being placed. There was definitely some gaps in what seemed like key components, so if you put pressure in the wrong place, for instance like in a crash, it didn't seem too hard to imagine that the pieces would explode. Nevertheless, I pressed on and I built it up, getting the all Lego frame together. My next job was to introduce the flight controller, and that seemed pretty straightforward as well. It's very important to get the orientation correct. If you didn't know, in any drone, the propellers have to spin in different directions with different styles of blades. This is because of Newton's third law, where every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In the case of a quadcopter, as the blade spins one way, the body will try and spin another way. We solve this by having some blades spin counterclockwise and the other ones clockwise. That's why when we build this drone or any other, we pay attention to the wiring. Here we have red and blue for some, black and white for the other, and the props are also labelled S or W and they need to be matched up to the appropriate motor. Here's where the pain begins. You're meant to turn on the drone, then turn on the remote, push the left stick up and down, beep, and then they should be paired. After that, it should be a matter of simply pushing up and flying away with the drone. But no matter what I did, no matter what buttons I pressed, the motors would not spin up at all. There was something about the components of my drone that were completely unresponsive. What a huge letdown and a waste of time so far. I read the manual front to back, including all of its broken English, trying to find some sort of clue. It seemed like there had to be a button that I had to press to enable the flight, but all it said was to push the left stick up and then back and then it should fly. I watched heaps of YouTube videos online trying to see if there's some sort of secret I was missing. I even used Messenger to reach out to Flyblocks, asking for technical support. I tried to be as descriptive and detailed as I could with my problem, and then I waited 2 days for a completely underwhelming response. Considering the hype they put out there on YouTube and other places about this product, it was completely underwhelming and quite frankly not good enough. The next weekend I had time to take it back to J-Car and the staff there was super helpful. They opened up another brand new one and they swapped the components around, testing them until we identified that the remote control was the culprit. Everything was working as it should in the shop, so I took it home, rebuilt the quad, and I was ready to fly with success. What was that? Seems this thing is a complete failure, so let's have a look at some of the reasons why. Firstly, it's important to note that this is not Lego, but it's Lego compatible. The patent for Lego expired a few years ago, which is why you see all of the cheap knockoffs in service stations, supermarkets, all sorts of places. Although it looks exactly like Lego, the quality is just not up to par. The blocks seem to clip together fairly well most of the time, but very little force is required to separate them, much less than real Lego. The motors in this kit are easily powerful enough to create enough thrust to get this thing to tear itself apart. The most common failure is the 4 posts that make up the battery holder. The battery is the heaviest part of the drone, so pairing up the weakest components in terms of the way they join is a very bad idea. I broke out my big tub of Lego and I substituted some parts to make it stronger. Time to get flying again. I was frustrated and defeated, but tomorrow would be another day. How did that turn out? Crash after crash after crash, and I promise you I know how to fly these things, and I did double check that everything was connected the right way. You might have heard some strange noises there before some of the crashes. Let's have a closer look at what's making them. Dodgy quality strikes again. Now, I did have some successful flights, and maybe once or twice I was able to take off, fly around and land the drone without it exploding or crashing without any reason. There were definitely some crashes where all the Lego held together, but the drone would randomly shoot off to one side and smash into a million pieces. I'm comfortable concluding that there's definitely a few gremlins inside the electronics. My experience hasn't been great, but I'm still going to evaluate, is this kit worth your money? Let's start with the pros. The battery is a nice little single cell Lipo that comes with the JST connector. The controller actually feels pretty good, assuming you get one that works. It comes with lots of spares, which means when you crash, you're going to have backup parts. And since there's 6 motors, you can always run it as a quad if a couple of them fail. It also comes with this nice little tool to get the props on and off without damaging them. Well, really, that all sounds pretty good. So let's look at the cons again. The Lego not only fits poorly, but it's very brittle. This happened after a very small crash. The wiring is a little bit fiddly, and you need to take a lot of time to wrap things out of the way, otherwise the props will hit it and you'll have even more crashes. And speaking of crashes, there'll be a lot. One downside is every time you crash, it's going to explode into many pieces. In conclusion, I reckon no deal. The quality of the Lego style components is just not up to scratch. This thing is always going to rip itself apart, and every time you crash, it's going to go everywhere. You can approach it from the point of view that you'll just keep the electronics and substitute your own Lego, but then it's becoming pretty expensive. The experiences I've had that I've shown you in this video lead me to believe that the electronics are suspect anyway, and it's not worth spending the money even if you're going to bring your own Lego to the table. If you're looking for a tiny drone, I recommend something like this. This is a Blade Nano QX. It's been out for a few years, it's tiny, perfect for flying indoors, and it's a proven product. If you're a die-hard Lego fan and you simply must have it, then go in knowing that you're going to have issues. Well, that's it from me. I love my gadgets, but unfortunately it doesn't always work out the way I would like it to. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos where I test out gadgets like this to see if it's worth your hard-earned money. Bye-bye. G'day, it's Michael again. If you liked the video, then please click like. If you want to see more content like this in future, click subscribe, and make sure you click on the bell to receive every notification. If you really want to support the channel and see exclusive content, become a patron. Visit my Patreon page. See you next time.